Put Steph Curry on UCLA's team right now and put my boy on Golden State and watch what happens. Back in my heyday, I would kill Michael Jordan one-on-one. Those shock value quotes are from none other than LeVar Ball, father of Lamelo. Can you imagine what the future quotes from LeVar will be if Lamelo got drafted by the Warriors? For that reason alone, I'd be excited to see the younger brother of Lonzo Ball get drafted by the Warriors. His high school career has been a wild ride for sure, starting off in Chino Hills, Lithuania, JBA League, Spire Institute, to the NBL. Lamelo already has a lifestyle unlike any other player his age. He's a household name with his own TV show and signed by Puma. Lamelo, as a freshman on the 2016 undefeated Chino Hills team, scored 92 points in a game as a high school sophomore. I mean, that alone deserves a shot at the NBA draft, right? He is ranked as the number 2 overall prospect and to some the number 1. Whatever team selects Lamelo will snag a young stud with immense upside and a strong identity on offense. Lamelo's game would be perfect for a fast spread offense. He looks to get the ball to his teammates so they can score. Lamelo is only 19 years old, stands at 6 foot 7 inches, and weighs 190 pounds. For a point guard, that's unbelievable size. When he grows into his body more, he will be a force to be reckoned with. Just look at what happened to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Ball is also a very unique player. He chose to play overseas and skip college altogether. His journey to the NBA draft had unorthodox stops in Ukraine and Australia before the age of 19. He played last season with the Illawarra Hawks of Australia's NBL and held his own against adult competition, although he only played in a total of 13 games. We need to remember that another recent draft pick who played professional ball versus grown men before being drafted was Luka Doncic, and we all know how he is turning out. Prior to this draft, he's been bulking up a bit in the weight room throughout the pandemic, but he'll need to keep pushing and playing in order to get better. But before we jump in, please remember that if you've enjoyed the video thus far and want to hear more about Lamelo Ball being drafted by the Warriors, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons and make sure to tell your friends and family about the journey we are about to embark on. Now let's dive in a bit deeper. We started this video with quotes from Lamelo's father, LeVar. Why? Because his father's antics are always in the limelight. His father's conducts didn't work in Los Angeles when Lonzo was on the Lakers, and there's a chance that he will become a distraction again with his youngest son, regardless of where Lamelo lands on draft night. And even before a potential Golden State arrival, his father said that his son Lamelo wouldn't be a good fit for the Warriors. Lamelo fired back at his father's thoughts on a potential fit in Golden State by saying, "My old man, he's his own man. He has his own opinions, I have mine. I feel I could play on any team and do good anywhere I go. So anything that happens, I'm positive. Anywhere is a great fit. I mean, it's the NBA. You put me with good players, I feel like it's even going to be better." The LeVar factor shouldn't be the main factor to consider, but it should be a part of a larger discussion with Ball as a prospect to the Warriors, because the Warriors, Steve Kerr, and their stars are no nonsense. But this will be the most intriguing draft in years, because this draft is in the middle of a pandemic and there aren't a lot of tiers, especially in the top 10. The Warriors will have their choice of a selection of prospects, with only the Minnesota Timberwolves choosing before them. They also have an opportunity to move down or even out of the draft if they land the right deal. But the one option that may be one of the most intriguing for the Golden State Warriors is drafting Lamelo. Thus far, the rumors have Lamelo Ball going anywhere from number 1 overall all the way down to number 8, where the New York Knicks are selecting. Now that would be a great fit for New York, because what do they have to lose? Anyway, let's take a look at some of the positives surrounding Ball, as well as how he might fit with the Warriors if he falls to number 2. Fitting in with the Warriors, Lamelo would add an element of ball handling to a Warriors team that's still looking to replace players like Kevin Durant, Andre Iguodala, and Sean Livingston. No one would expect Lamelo to fill their shoes, especially Durant, but they could run an up-tempo offense while Stephen Curry is on the bench. They lose a lot of steam with Curry on the bench, so young Lamelo would be a great contrast to Curry. However, he would have to really ramp up his defense and tenacity on the defensive end if he wants to play alongside Curry, but still he could successfully thrive playing against opposing second units and the bench mobs of other teams. He probably wouldn't see time very much with the starters unless Steph Curry got hurt again, which is highly likely. Let's not forget that the Warriors are a team aiming to contend right away, and that they have won a few championships in recent years, so Ball would need to mature and mature fast for him to be able to be a big part of a title contender. Drafting Lamelo Ball would be a long-term play by Golden State, not short-term. So, would he fit with the Warriors? Well, Stephen Curry is the leader of this squad, and despite being on the other side of 32, he is a player that the Warriors expect to play a substantial role with the team for the next next few years and continue to be their superstar, but injuries happen. And Lamelo is an elite ball handler and playmaker and can make the players around him better, so drafting Lamelo may be the right play for the win now and future. Plus, if he is the player they think he is, he wouldn't be deemed as too much of a risk. The young man likes to have the ball in his hands, but he loves to get the ball to his teammates more. And the Warriors are filled with superstars who can put the ball in the bucket, especially the most underrated star in the NBA today, Mr. Klay Thompson. With his size, Ball has the ability to potentially defend 3 positions, and has versatility. For a team like the Warriors, or any team for that matter, that is really huge. If the Warriors are looking for the long term, Lamelo Ball might be a player that can run your franchise for the next decade plus. Yes, there are plenty of reasons not to draft him, but there were also plenty of reasons not to draft Allen Iverson, Ron Artest, and DeMarcus Cousins. Look at what happened with those guys. But LaMelo's ability to pass and make those around him better might be too special to pass up. LaMelo is a different breed. He is definitely different than any prospect in this year's draft, and putting a ceiling on him may be the greatest mistake anyone can do. I think he will be the best player in the draft, and even if you have some glaring holes at specific positions, I am always a fan of drafting the best player available, no matter what. I can't wait, and this should be really interesting.